Good evening, welcome to Pure Tarot. So it is Virgo's turn for the love reading, the poker tarot love reading that I'm experimenting with, playing with. I'm using playing cards and I'm going to do a 5-card stud the way you would do in poker, which is 1 card closed and 4 open. I'm going to do 2 sides, so Virgo and whoever you're thinking about. And we'll look at, oh, and the card that's closed is the one that I read last, and it's supposed to be sort of about or point to, you know, what could be hidden or, you know, any blind spots that you may have how do we say? One towards one another. So let me give these cards a little shuffle and we'll see what comes up. All right, Virgo, a little bit more. I'm not taking pop-outs. I say that and they keep flipping. All right, last shuffle. Okay. All right, Virgo, you're starting off with the 9 of Swords. So you're a little bit stressed out here. Something is something is really displeasing you. Keeping you, it's funny, I get all these, I mean, it's stress, but I also feel that you somatize and that it actually goes in your body, and it probably shows up as, you know, maybe clenching your jaw, you know, having cramps in your legs, in your some muscles. I don't know why I'm sensing these kind of symptoms. So you're really internalizing your stress, and it's going right into your body. So watch out for that. Here, your person is in a 2 of Pentacles mode. So they're giving you this unsteady energy. They're giving you a fickle energy. Maybe that's what's stressing you out in terms of the connection. You don't know where you stand. Let's keep opening some cards, get some clarity here. King of Swords, which is a good card. A little difficult when you basically apply it and read it alongside the 9 of Swords, but of its own, it's a very discerning card, which is a typical Virgo trait. You would be using your rational, your logic to, I guess, pierce, you know, the connection or the dynamics of the connection. I think you're quite interested in understanding the mechanism and the inner workings of what's happening here, especially when it pertains to this person. They're in an 8 of Cups, so they were juggling something, and eventually they chose to walk away. So you're sort of encountering and interacting with someone who has basically maybe just left either another relationship, a job, who has maybe been left not out in the cold. I don't like to use that expression, especially not on this card per se, but I don't know, it's but I'm feeling the decision might have been theirs to take, but who knows? I mean, there's so many variables here. That would depend on your person and what's happening in their life. But I don't know. It was I don't know. It feels like a decision. decision made. Let's keep pulling. Okay. I'm going to start with you. You have the Ace of Cups, which is really nice. It shows me that you really care for this person, but you also are caring about yourself, and you are realizing, especially if you have any of the symptoms I was describing at the beginning, I think you are realizing that you need to take care of yourself no matter, you know, what happens within the connection. I think it's important that you come back to self, and you have enough self-love, self-respect, self-awareness to be able to, you know, nurture yourself and keep the balance. So although you're stressed out, I don't think you're losing sleep. I think you're just, you know, a bit frazzled and annoyed more than anything. And it's definitely occupying a lot of your, it's really, I guess, omnipresent within your thoughts, right? And again, it's all pertaining to this particular person. One would say that they occupy rent in your mind, or whatever that expression is, a free rent, or I love that expression. Your partner, you see, they have another 2 here. So 2 of Wands. They're looking ahead. I think that after, you know, having been very undecisive, they chose to walk away, and now they're looking ahead towards their bright new future, which could definitely imply you, which would be a great thing. And, you know, here, the 2 of Wands is matching the Ace of Cups. So it's a good sign in itself. I think there's a glimmer of hope. Obviously, there's more than a glimmer of hope. Hopefully this person is envisioning whatever they're wanting to, you know, what they're looking forward to, especially within this change that they've basically undertaken for themselves. I think that there's hopefully room for this connection. We'll see. I can't tell for sure. Okay. You get the 7 of Swords. You're feeling their avoidance. You might, again, you have a lot of swords here. It's a really good thing that you have this Ace of Cups. I think that your coping mechanism, your coping, the way you're coping, I should say, to avoid being hurt is to withdraw. This is what you're doing. Although you have, you care for this person deeply with the Ace of Cups here, I think that you're, again, choosing yourself over, especially when you realize that it's affecting you physically, probably emotionally, mentally as well, right? Even maybe spiritually, but definitely physically. So you're making the conscious decision, the very smart decision, here with the King of Swords, to withdraw. So it looks like you're avoiding the other person, but it's simply a protection mechanism. And on their side, they have a 5 of Swords. So this is not an easy energy on their side here. It's telling me that they feel that although they're looking ahead, they feel like they have to strive. You know, I don't know, for some reason they're argumentative, maybe towards you, because you're giving them a 7 of Swords at this point. And maybe it's hurting them, and they turn argumentative. It could be simply irritation, irritability, right? Expressed like some kind of frustration, and it's not well canalized, channeled, right? So it's creating this, I always call this card prickly. Yeah, it's a prickly energy. So they're irritable, and they're touchy. So maybe that's why you're withdrawing, you know, you're sensing it's not the right moment. So let's look at what you have. You have a Six of Pentacles. So you see, again, you are wanting, obviously, a fair exchange. And I think that you are overall, again, it comes back to the self-preservation here that you are exercising for yourself. I think it comes from this deep-rooted it's ingrained in you that you want something that's fair, and that is obviously reciprocal, but that would really be yeah, equal. And in that sense, because you're not sensing the reciprocity here, or the, you know, I mean, overall, it's what you were looking for. So if you're not getting it here, you're going to give it to yourself. And this is what the Ace of Cups is saying. You will make sure to balance this energy out and not let stress overwhelm you. Again, it comes back to having two things: enough self-love and enough discernment, and enough will and strength of character to actually make a decision about what's best for you in the moment, right? And let's see what they have. So the Five of Pentacles, that explains it all. This person feels like they're not good enough. They're just not good enough. And this you know, it's interesting because I was saying you have this deep-rooted sort of, how did I say, like it was ingrained in you that it was, you know, it's how you would approach any relationship is always a fair, it's a give and take, right? A two-way street. And that's sort of your baseline. And this person's baseline is always feeling a sense of lack. So contrarily to you, who always is balanced, they're imbalanced in the sense that they always feel like they lack, they're not good enough, they're not going to make it, it's not going to be accepted, whatever they have to offer won't be either received and even maybe returned. So little do they know that you are basically, you would be a really good match, because your basic energy is to always be on this fair, on a fair standing. And so maybe it would be an interesting thing to discuss with this person. You know, if you see this reading and you're able to identify now that they have this, you know, this feeling of never being good enough, then you can probably have a, you know, be very diplomatic about starting a conversation around that subject, but in a very, you know, broad manner, and maybe it would be an interesting conversation, a good entry point. Yeah, but this person does have, you know, they're looking forward. So they have this desire to change. And again, they've made a particular decision, and they want to walk away maybe from this feeling of lack within themselves. It might have been that they weren't walking away from a situation or a job or etc. It might be that they're wanting to dissociate themselves from this old way of thinking and old perspective and self-image that they have. You know, if you guys can relate here on this level where you can discuss this this base energy, and also discuss the fact that, you know, you have a lot to offer for someone who's really looking forward to the future and wanting to create and live out their dreams. If you can focus on that and avoid relating with one another on the basis of irritability and then here avoidance, then you can really make something out of this connection. You know, maybe especially within the month of November, particularly. So there you go, Virgo. I'll see you soon, and we'll discuss some other topic for the month of November at my choosing, whatever comes up. I'll see you soon. Take care.